All right, well, off the cuff, here we go. I told you in yesterday's video when we were looking at how to find the weakest link in a system that I was sitting here next to our 3D printer and I pulled off this wicked cool plastic piece. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with a 3D printer, it's pretty simple. It's like a like an inkjet printer, and you can see up here this plastic material goes to this very hot head, and it just goes back and forth. I mean, this probably took, I don't know, a day to print, but it is the start of the new control board for Octave records. So what we're going to do, and I'll tell you about this in a sec. So what we're doing is completely designing from scratch an entirely new control board for Octave. All right. Now, for those of you that know, Octave Records is our label, and we're building a brand new studio. This is kind of a big deal for us. We just bought a building, and the walls are going to start going up as soon as the permitting process gets going. And all that, this kind of standard stuff, right? Just soundproof walls, big rooms, acoustically built, perfect. But at the end of the day, we got to put equipment in it. And equipment like microphones and microphone preamplifiers, all very important stuff. But then comes the real deal. Capturing it. How do you capture what's on the microphone so perfectly that we can make recordings of the quality that we currently do, or even better? Now, as most of you know, we do everything in DSD. And currently we do that on the Sonoma system. Now, Sonoma has been around for, 20, 30 years. And it's a wonderful system, but it runs on clunky old computers, and Gus Skinnis, bless his heart, does his best to keep everything running, and it's hard. And we want to make a second generation to where we record everything in DSD still, but then we run it into a beautiful new control board, and I'll tell you why. Currently, when we make a recording in DSD, that's what we call tracking, and we make these various tracks, right? Once the tracking is done and recorded in DSD, now we have to edit it, and most importantly, we have to mix it. So traditionally, mixing of DSD is done in the analog domain. So we take it from the DSD, we convert it using a D-to-A converter to analog. We run it through like our Studer console, and we run up and down with the pots and the pan pots and do everything we can, get as best a great mix in analog, and then we convert it back to DSD. There are other ways of doing it. The Pyramix system does it a little differently, but so far that's been the best. Now, one of the problems is with most analog boards is there's no memory. There's nothing to remember where the pots were, so every time you do a mix, it's original. And if you want to go back a month later and listen to it and go, in that mix, I'd like that guitar to be a little bit louder, and maybe we could shift it over here just a little bit and get it perfect. You got to go back and reproduce the whole thing and hope you get it right, and you probably won't. So the ultimate would be to have a control board that is motorized and remembers everything without any loss of quality, all running DSD. And that's what we're building. And this is the wicked cool copy of the pot, the fader, that we're going to have. I, years ago, fell in love with, I don't even remember the name of them, but were used at Apple Studios. You can still see pictures of them online, but there's these kind of curved faders that have just a wonderful feel. And this is completely aesthetics, right? I mean, a motorized pot that goes straight up and down, does the same job as this, but this just has a feel. And I got to tell you, when you're recording, when you're making music, how you feel as a recording engineer, as a mix engineer, as a musician, how the lighting is, all of that matters. It really does. So we wanted to make a wicked cool control board, and this will be the basis of it. And we'll talk more about it as we get going. And as we develop these new systems, these new SDMs to take us back and forth in various domains. And we're going to build one of the coolest recording consoles in the world. And I will keep you in the loop as we make more stuff. But this is the first. Kind of exciting stuff. All right. Thanks for letting me ramble. I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye.